Hello matey, we're going to be doing a Coventry City ranking of my top 5 players for this season so far. It's the international break. We can look at the season and see how it's gone. We're going to be comparing it though to FOTMOB'S top 5 rated. So they take statistics, I take the eyeball knowledge. Let's see who wins. If you're going to enjoy this video, why not like the video and subscribe to the channel? It costs you nothing and it helps me out dearly. I'm a Coventry City fan if you don't know that. I do match reactions, match previews. I do everything in between. Why not hit that subscribe button and join the community? So looking at FOTMOB, their highest rated player is Victor Torp with a 7.67 rating on FOTMOB. Crucially, the games that he absolutely stood out in is that QPR 7-1 drilling. 2 goals, 8.9 rating on FOTMOB. Second highest is the Birmingham game with a 3-0 win, again scoring a goal. And then his third highest game here is against Oxford, where we did score a goal and he got a yellow card, which actually kind of bumped him down. Otherwise, he would have been at maybe a low 8 rating there. But honestly, I think Victor Torp has came a lot better this season compared to other seasons. Lampard has unleashed something in him. He's been more of a progressive midfielder this season. Yeah, he has it in him to recycle the ball, and we can see that a lot during the season where we're just pinned down in defensively where we have to play it out to the back. But I mean, the goals speak for themselves. 5 goals, 0 assists this season. He started 8 times. He's almost getting a goal per start in this championship, which is just immense so far. 650 minutes played. He didn't play against Sheffield Wednesday, which actually didn't bump or bring down his actual average, which is great to see. He's got 1 yellow card, which was justified in the season. Let's be real, it was just a shocking yellow card. And if he keeps going in this form here, that market value of 1.7 million is just going to skyrocket, and that's going to be another player for Coventry where we're just going to go, wow, if we don't get promoted this season, we could possibly sell him on for about 5 or 6 million and get that money in and reinvest it into the squad. But I believe we're going to get promoted this season, so let's see what happens. And one more note about Victor Torp, I just love how he's also contributing to the side alongside Jack Rodoni. Last year, it was Jack Rodoni in the midfield and nobody else. We relied on him heavily, and Jack Rodoni has been injured the last couple of games, and we've seen a different side to Torp. Yeah, he's been injured in Sheffield Wednesday, but he's also played in that Millwall game and the Birmingham City game that Rodoni didn't actually play in, and he stepped up to the plate. Second highest is Brandon Thomas Asante with a 7.56 rating on FOTMOB. The highest rated game, obviously, is that Sheffield Wednesday game recently where he scored 2 goals. He was absolutely immense. One of the best performances I've seen from a Coventry City player in a long time. He absolutely ran that show up front and on the left-hand side. He was very versatile, and that's what I love about Brandon Thomas Asante this season. He is just gorgeous to watch. He's not easy on the eye necessarily. For that second goal he scored against Sheffield Wednesday, he kind of looked like he was falling over the ball, but he just puts the ball in the back of the net, and that's all you care about. 5 goals this season for him, 3 assists. He's also contributing to the team in different ways. And as you can see here, shooting 5 goals, 4.41 expected goals this season. Expected goal shots on target is a 4.13. Non-penalty XG is a 4.41 for you statisticians who love all that sort of stuff. Shots on target, 8 this season. So from 8 shots on target, he has scored 5 goals. That is clinical. In third spot is Matty Grimes with a 7.53 rating on FOTMOB. Honestly, he is such an immense player for Coventry. He's only 30 years old, so we could still get 3 or 4 years out of him if we remain in the championship and don't get promoted this season. It's impressive to see him in the top 3 when he only has 1 assist this season and 0 goals. This shows how good he's been so far. He doesn't need to contribute with goals or assists. He makes the game tick over. He drops into that back 5, dictates the tempo, and that's what you want from your holding midfielder. A little bit like a Busquets, but he plays a little bit more deeper. He's obviously a little bit smaller, but he's still really good on the ball, and he barely ever misses a beat. He's only had 2 games or so this season where he's missed out on that 90-minute mark. He's just so crucial to the team, and if he gets injured, Coventry, we will be in big trouble. So that's a well-deserved top 3 for me, honestly. Matt Grimes is immense this season. The 4th highest rated player on FOTMOB, which might actually surprise you, it surprised me, is Bobby Thomas with a 7.52 rating, and it's because he's got 1 goal, 1 assist as a centre-back, and we've got 4 clean sheets in a row in the league. Look at that. 8.2 rating, 7.6 rating, 7.8 rating, 7.3 rating. So in the last 5 games, he has stepped it up a lot. And I think the addition of Wolverhampton has actually helped him and Kitchen in that defense. They've just become a little bit more assured. Yeah, he still has the odd mistake in him. Of course he does. But his stats speak for himself. He's actually doing really well this season defensively. Like his duels 1 is a 63% rate. His duels 1 is 50. But what I love about him this season also is his recoveries. 39 recoveries this season. Look, he gets dribble past every now and again. He is defensively a little bit unstable when it comes to strikers who have a little bit of pace. They can knock it past him, but we haven't been in that position much this season because we've been defensively set up in a way that doesn't expose him like that. And the 5th highest rated player on FOTMOB is, of course, the Don Hadji Wright. Has a 7.5 rating on FOTMOB, and of course, it's because he's a striker. Those 8 goals, 0 assists have bumped him right up to a 7.5. Some games where he's probably been a 6, a 6.5. He just scores that one goal and it bumps him straight up. And that's what stats does to you. Look at that game. Sheffield Wednesday probably could have scored 4 or 5, honestly. He could have scored a hat load of them. He only gets a 7.8 rating from 1 goal. Millwall gets 2 goals there. That's an 8.5 rating. The highest rated game for him, of course, is that QPR match, as most Coventry players, is 2 goals, 0 assists, 79 minutes. That's what makes it really impressive. And it's just consistency again. Look at that. 1 goal, 2 goals, drop all the way down. 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal, 2 goals, 1 goal, 0 goals. It's just absolutely fantastic from him this season. And then, of course, he had a stinker in the Hull City game, 5.8. But let's be real, no one had a good game in that one. That was a terrible watch. Everyone was so pumped for the Hull City game. And then we drew 0-0 and everyone was like, damn, this is going to be a long season. So that's FOTMOB'S ratings. What are my ratings? So at number 1, I've actually got Matty Grimes. I think Matty Grimes has been absolutely fantastic in that midfield. I think he just dictates the tempo. I think he just makes everything tick, as I said before. He's so important, and I think his leadership actually goes a little bit underappreciated in the squad. Ever since he's became club captain, we've just elevated to another level. He has that championship experience where he knows how to talk to his players. He knows how to deal with the pressures of the championship. And every time you watch him, I rarely ever see him lose the ball. He's just that good in the midfield. And I can't believe we got him from Swansea for such a good deal. I think that was one of the best transfer businesses we've done over the years. Up there with Victor Gyökeres, Gustavo Mohammed, and Hadji Wright, honestly. I think he's that instrumental to the side. If we didn't have him, we would just be struggling so much. And I think this season, he's shown why he's, personally, for me, the best player in the Coventry City squad. Second best for me, who wasn't actually mentioned in FOTMOB, has to be Milan van Ivek. He scored, what, 5 assists this season, and he hasn't been making the top 5 for FOTMOB. Absolutely robbed, I tell you. Robbed. He's the best right back in the league. I would sell him for 20 million. He is that good. I wouldn't actually sell him, but if people were coming in for him, 20 million. 15 million as a base and an extra 5 million because, 1, he just doesn't get injured. Number 2, throw-ins. And number 3, reliability. He is absolutely fantastic. I was really shocked to see him get subbed in that Sheffield Wednesday game, just because he loves to play every single minute of a football match, but it's so nice to see him actually come off for a break now. He may be peeving, he may be happy, who knows? He just wants to play football, and that's what I love about him. A pace merchant at right back who can actually defend. He's good at crossing. He's good at everything. He's just fantastic. The third best player for me is Thomas Asante. I agree with FOTMOB. Thomas Asante has been electric up front. At the start of the season, he started really slow, but in the last 5-6 games, he has picked it up a notch. And as I said, his versatility up front is what I love about him. He can play on the left, play on the right, play up front. Playing the 10 also, he could do that. He's just so versatile, and you need that in a squad. You need those players who are willing to sacrifice their own benefits to playing on their preferred position to be able to play along that front three or whatever position they're asked to do so. That game of Sheffield Wednesday was just showing class levels. He is absolutely coming into it. I remember at the end of last season, a lot of people said to sell him. I don't remember what I said. I'm going to do a video where I compare what I said in the summer compared to what happens now and see whether or not the players who I said sell, I would sell now, and if I would keep, I would keep. But Thomas Asante, he's just proving everybody wrong. And again, that's what we want from our players. We want to be critical in them, and we want them to prove us wrong. That's what we want as football fans, and it's so great to see Thomas Asante do that. Coming in 4th spot, Jada Silva. It's just the improvement from last year. That's all it is. It's absolutely fantastic. He was down here last season, and now he's all the way up here. He is so good this season. He's reliable at left back. Maybe we need another left back to challenge him, because Bidwell, whenever he comes in, you can see that drop off now. Jada Silva is up here. Bidwell is down here. We need someone who's in the middle. Defensively, he's assured it up. Yeah, he gets exposed sometimes, like in that Leicester City game where he got absolutely rinsed, but he was coming up against a £20 million winger. I mean, what do we expect from that? I think he's also improved in his ball recovery and using his body a lot smarter, and he's not playing silly passes nowadays. He's just getting rid of it when he has to, and then also playing it out at the right times. I think he's absolutely been robbed of that top 5 spot also in FOTMOB. And coming in at the number 5 spot for me is another centre-back. It's Liam Kitchen. I think he's done fantastically well. I think on FOTMOB he's rated number 10 out of our squad. I just don't know what they're doing. I know they're all about stats, but my eye knowledge shows me that he is one of the best for Coventry this season. A centre-back pairing of Thomas and Kitchen, and we've only conceded, what, 7 goals all season long, and you're not putting him in your top 5? What are you doing wrong? And what I've noticed about my top 5 also, there's 3 defenders, 1 midfielder and 1 attacker. It just shows how well our defense has actually improved. I remember going into the season, everybody said, We scored a lot of goals last year. Yeah, we did that, but look how many goals we conceded. It was just too many compared to the likes of a Leeds or a Burnley. We were just conceding too many goals, and that was our Achilles' heels. We were always making mistakes in games, and this season, we're barely making any mistakes. But when we do get punished for it. So that's a little bit of an asterisk alongside the defenders' names. But in the last 4 games, 4 clean sheets, I don't know what else we want from them. They're just fantastic this season defensively. Yeah, as I said, a couple of mishaps, but that's going to happen in football. You can't be perfect 100% of the time. And the defense this season has improved from here all the way up to here. Lampard has done miracles with that defence. It's absolutely solid, and we're the team to beat this season. That's my Coventry City top 5 players so far this season. Leave in the comments down below, what are your top 5 players for Coventry City? As I said before, mine is Matty Grimes, Milan van Ayvac, Thomas Asante, Jay Da Silva, and Liam Kitchen. Let me know who I've missed. Is Haji Wright robbed from scoring 8 goals this season, or am I justified for leaving him out? He's one of my favourite players, as you can see. So am I rude, or am I just being real? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.